The latest federal report on deportation shows cases are ballooning as border numbers rise. More than 4.7 million immigrants faced deportation proceedings in the last fiscal year. ICE officials blame an increase on people crossing the southern border. But as Omar Villafranca reports from El Paso, Texas, there's no easy end to the crisis.
In El Paso, a line of shipping containers acts as a wall near the Rio Grande, while the Texas National Guard continues their show of force on the U.S.-Mexico border. It's the latest escalation on the immigration debate that rages in Washington and the southern border.
As part of Operation Lone Star at this section of the border, there are more than 600 Texas National Guard soldiers, 1.5 miles of razor wire, and 50 armored Humvees. Soldiers cannot process asylum claims, so their goal here is to keep the migrants from crossing here and send them to a legal port of entry.
While observing the Texas National Guard, this woman carrying a young boy approached the U.S. side of the Rio Grande. She was met by razor wire and soldiers, telling her she couldn't cross over here, while anxiously watching to make sure she didn't slip in the river. On the El Paso side, hundreds of migrants line up at shelters and churches. Most have their paperwork after making an asylum claim with CBP, but little else. Every day, a small army of volunteers like Martha Lay show up to hand out blankets and jackets to the migrants.
They're humans, they're here, they're suffering, and we need to do something. And if more people would come out and help, we all need to be united, and we need to be compassionate.
Susan Goodell is CEO of a local food bank in El Paso. They serve almost 1,000 meals every day.
I don't think anybody can see the people living here on the streets, to see the little kids, the families, and not have compassion for the people who are really here with nothing. We will be here as long as there are people to feed, and this is an important job and it has to be done.
Temperatures in El Paso will not be freezing this weekend, but they'll still be cold, lows in the 40s. And that's a concern because from what we've seen and after talking to some migrants, they're telling us they're starting to see more parents with young children. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, El Paso, Texas.